Welcome back to Sports Chat. I'm a sports chick, yeah. And the NBA playoffs are getting real spicy and chippy, I must say. Oh man. So Jimmy Buckets, Jimmy Butler, and Dylan had words. They say they both competitors. And Dylan, to me, he's like a antagonist. He like to get on people's nerves. Kind of like a little bugaboo, a net. Like to get on people's nerves. And Jimmy looking at him like, hey, I'm not for it. Stop playing games. Ain't got time for it. But reporters asked him what he said, what they was talking about. He didn't say it. I like that. He kept it professional. But baby, he was looking like, do not play games. I'm not here for games. He said he want to win. Baby, game 4 was lit. They beat Houston 109-106. It was a very close game. And then after that, Jimmy looked like he had to get him back, had to pay him back, commit that foul when he fouled Dylan Brooks and he fell down. But, Dylan, he didn't get up. He didn't try to get crunk or get turned up. He said, hey, it's all about being a competitor. It's just a game. And they're trying to, try to do what they need to do. And then you had Draymond Green. Draymond Green, I call him Mr. Mad Max. Yeah, he's a goon. He likes to get rowdy. I feel like he's a little bit more irritating to me than Dylan. And Draymond ended up having a flagrant foul, and the East, and they gave him a technical foul. So Draymond looks like he tried to kick him in the head or deliberately kicked him in the head when he fell down. And baby, when the Easton got up, he looked like he wanted to knock Draymond out. And, I know that would piss anybody off to be hit in the head. So Draymond, everybody know he known for being, the goon, the tough guy, he will rough up anybody. It just looked like it's getting real chippy. And the next game, I believe Golden State will go ahead and put Houston Rockets out. Because Jalen Green, he's not really producing like he should produce. A lot of people throwing a lot of shade and saying he's not balling like he's supposed to. Like the first couple games, he did pretty good, but he's like MIA. So he had 8 points. Jalen had 8 points. He was 3 for 8. You had Dylan Brooks had 11 points. He was 4 for 7. And you had Alperen Sengun. He had a pretty good game, 31. He was 12 for 28. And you had Fred VanVleet had 25. He was 8 for 13. And let's get on Golden State. Draymond Green had 6, but he played a very defensive game. He had 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds. And then Jimmy Buckets had 27. He's the reason why I truly believe Golden State is winning. I truly believe. Because it really gives Steph Curry more help. Jimmy was 7 for 12. And then Steph Curry, one of my favorite guards, had 17, 6 for 13. He didn't really have like a real big game breaking, but he really took care of business. And he also made history. He surpassed Kevin Johnson in assists. He went above 966. So big congratulations to Steph Curry doing his thing. They're winning. They're looking good. He looked happy. I can tell he looked happy. Really projecting Golden State to go ahead and close it out in the game 5 when they play in Houston. I believe they're going to go ahead and close it out. All right, so let's move on. Let's get on Miami Heat. Cleveland Cavaliers dominated Miami Heat. And they really put down a beat down. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, I knew Cleveland was going to go ahead and knock them out the box, because they're the number 1 seed playing against number 8 seed. And the score was 138-83. And Donovan Mitchell scored 22 points. And you had DeAndre Hunter added 19. And the Cavaliers led by as many as 60 points before beating the Miami Heat. So, baby, this was just a completely classic sweep in their Eastern Conference first round series in 4 games. So they will be facing whoever win in the Indiana and Milwaukee Bucks game. And I believe Cavs will beat Indiana Pacers. They have better players who can really contribute. You have Evan Mobley, you have Jarrett Allen, and you do have a lot of pieces that will, step up to win. But yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers, they just devour Miami Heat. You had Evan Mobley. He had let's see how many he had. He had 17. He was 6 for 9. You had Jarrett Allen came out. He had a lot of energy, slam dunked the ball when he first got a touch of the ball. He really put a good message out there to get Cleveland riled up. He had 14. He was 5 for 5. And you had Donovan Mitchell, Spider Man. He had 22. And he was 8 for 15. And you had Matt Stress. He only had 3. But, he had 5 rebounds. And, he played a factor in the game. And you had Sam Morrell had 9. And then for Miami, it looks like you really not too many stepped it up. I mean, you had Nikola Jovic had 24. He had 24, and Nikola Jovic he was 8 for 15. And the rest of the guys, you had Larson had 12, 5 for 8. You had Andrew Wiggins had 12, 5 for 12. And Bam had 13, 6 for 13. And Donovan Mitchell had 8. He was 3 for 9. And Tyler Hero, I believe he did not have a good game at all. He had 4 points and he was 1 for 10 in the field goal percentage. So it's really getting good. And I love NBA playoffs. And we have WNBA coming up in May. So I love it. I love it. All right, I'm out, y'all.